According to Statista, over 62 million people visited a zoo in just 2014. This is a picture of the United States map, and the purple dots represent where the zoos are located. Zoos are unethical to the animals in captivity, and raising awareness could save many imprisoned animals' lives. Many people do not think about the damage that zoos pose to the animals. So today we're going to look at why zoos are unethical and how you could help save the lives of the beautiful creatures. There's a lot of harm in showing animals at a zoo, and according to Captive Animals Protection Society, presenting animals at a zoo shows children that it's not wrong to manipulate a wild animal. Presenting animals at a zoo also shows that animals have no rights and they do not need any respect. Baby animals at a zoo, they attract a lot of attention. A lot of people do go visit a zoo when they have a baby because all the children just love to see the babies. But those babies do grow up, and I don't think a lot of people really understand that. And when a baby does grow up, they're not as attractive to the zoo anymore. I mean, they don't have as much people coming to visit. So the babies are then useless. So the zoo either sells the animal to a circus or they sell them to a slaughterhouse. If they sell them to a circus, the circus people will actually use the animal in their activities until they're useless to them as well, and then the circus people more than likely will sell them to a slaughterhouse. Zoos harm animals in many ways because they're not able to interact in their natural habitat, and according to BBC, animals are deprived from their natural habitat in a zoo, which causes several issues for the zoo animals. One major issue is that an animal cannot fight for their own food. If you watch National Geographic, you will see animals in the wild, and they will stalk their own food. They'll stop. You'll see like cheetahs, they always go after the zebras or whatever, but they can't do that in a zoo. In a zoo, they are fed on the zookeeper's time by the zookeeper. So if the animal's hungry, they can't just go get their own food like they could in a natural habitat. Another big issue is that they can't run around the tundra. Normally on like National Geographic, again, if you watch that, you will see the wild animals running around or roaming around, eating, grazing, fighting. You don't see that in a zoo though. They can't get their exercise in a zoo because of the small cages that they're held captive in. And breeding in captivity is extremely hard, and that's the biggest problem that zoos have on animals. Pandas only have maybe one baby every 2 years, which is not very much at all. And that's in the wild. That's not in captivity. So in captivity, it's even less than that, which is extremely sad because pandas are endangered and there's really not hardly any of them left. So why they're in zoos, I'm not really sure. But PETA agrees by saying that the zoos severely restrict their natural behavior, such as flying, swimming, running, jumping, hunting, breeding, and climbing. Back in October of this year, I visited the San Diego Zoo because everybody says it's the biggest zoo. They have so many animals. So I actually got one of the San Diego Zoo maps, which is this here. It's huge. This place is massive. I can't even get it on the screen. But at the zoo, they have the Outback, the Urban Jungle, African Rocks, Lost Forest, Elephant Odyssey, Asian Passage, Panda Canyon, and the Northern Frontier, all in this zoo. The zoo is huge. It took all day long, and I didn't even get to visit all of the animals. But if you go to the san diego zoo.org website, you will actually be able to find, which is one of the biggest things they have on the website, is the live cams. The live cam, they actually have live footage of the animals that are in the cages, and you can view from home what they do all day long. Whenever I was there in October, I remember watching the apes because they would sit by a window and they would roll around. But I went to the live cam and they were sitting by the same exact window doing the same thing. They just don't have the room at zoos to do what they naturally would do in their natural own home habitat. Zoos, they're really unethical. They don't have enough room for the animals. The animals can't do what they normally would, and it's really, really sad. But many people don't think about the damage that zoos actually pose on the animals. And showing and having zoo animals can cause major damage to not only the animals but the humans as well. Zoos are a very popular place to take children, and people can help by joining organizations and stop visiting zoos. I hope that awareness is raised and zoos are banned in the near future.